What the fuck happened in Season 6? What the fuck happened with Jafar? Seriously, what happened? They bring him in the first episode to get 5 lines. Bring him again in the 5th episode to get another 5 lines. And then they finally bring him in again for the 12th or 13th episode. Somewhere in there. And he gets 2 lines, and then he's defeated. What the hell? This is Jafar. I've waited 6 seasons for them to bring this guy in, and they do nothing with him. Nothing. They don't do anything. The hell? Come on. I don't like how they represented Jafar in this. I really don't. It fucking sucks. This is the guy who in the house of villains led all the other villains. Maleficent, Hades, the Chernobog, Ursula, Captain Hook, they were all led by this guy. And the writers of Once Upon a Time just take him and do nothing with him. He could have been a huge villain and had his own arc, and they don't do anything. God! Sucks.
Shall we begin?
Hey everybody, and I'm Uncle Condor here, coming at you with another terrible theory. Sorry about the little rant I went on before the beginning of this video. I just had to get a little something off my chest. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then that means that the video was never attached to the beginning of this one, and I sound like a rambling lunatic right now. Anyway, Once Upon a Time. Those who have watched my channel for a good long while will know that I am a fan of Once Upon a Time. That it was the first series summary I started. And I am going to make a summary video for the 6th season. I'm actually going to have to split it up into 2 parts because there's a lot to cover in Season 6. So, yeah, I will be doing that, and I will also be covering, the other seasons of, Gotham and Flash that I haven't watched, and Supergirl and whatnot. So, my series summary, they're not done. They're gonna keep going. I just haven't gotten around to making those videos yet. And also, I am now watching Supergirl Season 2. I didn't watch, like, any of it back when it was on. Priorities, you know. So, Once Upon a Time, Season 6, we got to see, at the very end, a strange, dark cloud. Boy, what is it with writers and dark clouds? First it was in Lost, and now it's coming over to Fairy Tales. What is it with this thing? Anyway. So, we see this dark cloud coming towards a small little cottage in the Enchanted Forest. A man goes and tells this little girl to run. To do as he had told her, and to run. She does. he stays to face this dark cloud and gets engulfed in like 2 seconds. Yeah, not sure what he was planning to do. It's a cloud. It's a cloud. You can't really kill a cloud. So she eventually comes back. And what she finds is the man is gone, dead, his things are there, and the wildlife and trees around the area are all dead. They look like they've had the life drained from them. What exactly does this mean for the future of Once Upon a Time? What can we take from this? What can we assume is going to happen in Season 7? Well, for one thing, we know that Emma is going to face this dark cloud and get herself killed. Probably in the first episode. And the shock of losing his mother is probably going to send Henry. It's probably going to send Henry overboard. And I don't know. Maybe he wants to use his author powers to bring her back, or maybe his author powers are continuing to go out of control or something, and they have to send him outside the town line. He'll have to lose his memories. But regardless of how it happens, he loses his memories of everybody in Storybrooke. Until his daughter Lucy, the little girl who ran away, until she comes over and tells him that his family needs his help. But what exactly do they need help with? Like, who's the bad guy this time around? What could they do after they've defeated the person who created the darkness? The person who created all darkness, all dark magic. It was all stemmed from the Black Fairy. She's essentially the equivalent of a god in Once Upon a Time. She was the creator of all darkness. Like, if that doesn't get you god status, like, I'm not sure what will. But that is the equivalent of a god and a god's power. So, where do you go? Where do you go from there? Well, it's simple. You may have killed the person who created the darkness, but you still haven't destroyed the darkness entirely. The darkness could not be destroyed until the Black Fairy was destroyed. The darkness keeps coming back because the Black Fairy was still alive. Now that she's dead, the darkness is going rampant throughout the worlds. It's going crazy throughout the worlds, killing everything, draining the life from the land. And no one can control it. There's no one who can control it because the Black Fairy, the one who created it, is no longer around. So they're going to be facing the darkness. Okay. Is there an actual villain? Maybe. Maybe not. It all just depends on who they decide to bring in from the next film. That's right, I already have an idea of what film they're going to be covering next. And my biggest clue was when the little girl came back to the cottage, and everything had the life drained out of it. They're going to cover Moana. Think about it. In Moana, the darkness was born. Darkness was born from light. What happens in Once Upon a Time? Darkness is born during the attempt to save Rumpel's life. To save Rumpel's life, the Black Fairy was born. Or reborn, I guess you could say. And what happens in Moana when the darkness gets to an island? It drains the life from it. Same thing with the cottage. The life around it gets drained. What's happening with the darkness in Moana? It's going rampant. It's running rampant. It's destroying everything in its path just because the darkness doesn't have thoughts. It just seeks destruction. That's exactly what's going on with the darkness in Once Upon a Time. The similarities there are too many similarities. There's too many of them for this to just be a coincidence. This is what's going to happen. Moana is going to be the next story. I am calling it right now. And I will eat my words if I am wrong. I will let you guys decide what my punishment is. Should I be wrong? But I don't think I'm going to be wrong on this. That's how confident I am in this theory. And on top of that, the timing is just too perfect. Because Moana came out late last year, during a time when Season 6 was already written. And Season 6 was already written. Season 6 was practically done at that point. So, it's too perfect. The timing is too perfect because Moana has gained such huge popularity over the last several months. And Disney is the one who wants to keep Once Upon a Time going. It's not the writers anymore. No, Disney's the one telling them to keep going because it was made very clear from the writers that their story that they wanted to tell ended with Season 6. It was made very clear that the story they wanted to tell was supposed to end with Season 6. The fact that there's going to be another season just means that Disney is the one telling them to keep going. Their story, the one they wanted to tell, is done. They don't have anything left that they want to tell. Disney's the one telling them, no, you have to keep the show going. Sucks. Really sucks. But if Moana does end up being the next movie that they cover, there might be hope for this season yet. That's all I got for this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comment box below if you think this is a good theory. Do you think they're going to be covering Moana? If not, what story would you like to see Once Upon a Time cover? And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.